Johnny Depp has long been known as one of Hollywood's most enigmatic performers, a man who slips so deeply into characters that the border between his art and his inner world often seems to dissolve. But in recent months, those closest to his career have noticed an unmistakable shift in the star's public presence. It is not a physical decline, nor a confirmed personal crisis, but rather a visible heaviness, an exhaustion that seems to cling to him even in moments of triumph. The question many are asking, sometimes quietly, sometimes aloud, is what exactly is eating away at the legendary figure behind the roles? What is the thing that is killing Johnny Depp inside, at least in the metaphorical sense, reflected in his demeanor? For decades, Depp crafted his identity around transformation, becoming characters so strange, wounded, or defiant that they redefined Hollywood's idea of what a leading man could be. That creative fearlessness built him an unmatched legacy, but such devotion to emotional immersion comes with its own price. Friends and collaborators have often described him as someone who feels everything more deeply than he lets on, someone who commits himself so fully to his work that he leaves pieces of himself scattered across every performance. That intense, artistic temperament, once the engine of his rise, now appears to weigh upon him in quieter, more complicated ways. In public appearances, Depp has shown flashes of warmth, humor, and gratitude, but also a kind of fragile introspection, as if the applause he receives no longer shields him from the emotional toll of decades under relentless scrutiny. The entertainment industry has changed, and the man who once flourished in the margins of mainstream cinema now faces a landscape shaped by social media storms, rapid-fire judgment, and public narratives that often evolve faster than truth can catch up. While Depp has weathered his share of controversies, the lingering shadows of those years seem to follow him long after the headlines fade, creating an emotional undertow that even seasoned performers struggle to escape. Unlike past eras in Hollywood, the modern ecosystem leaves little room for reinvention without commentary, and even less space for an artist to retreat, rebuild, and return on his own terms. What may be wearing on Depp is not a single event, but the accumulation of decades spent living under a microscope, where every gesture, every role, every relationship becomes a matter of public debate. For a performer known for guarding his interior world with a mix of mystique and vulnerability, the constant exposure can feel like a slow erosion, chipping away at the delicate balance between private self and public icon. Add to this the pressure of maintaining a career that has spanned more than 30 years. With each new project, Depp faces the expectation of reinvention, as though audiences look to him not just for entertainment but for transformation itself. This demand for continual reinvention can become a quiet, internal strain, a reminder that brilliance must constantly renew itself or risk being overshadowed by its own past. For an artist of Depp's sensitivity, the weight of living up to his own legacy can be more daunting than any external criticism. Yet, despite the heaviness that seems to surround him, there remains a spark in Depp that refuses to dim. His recent performances, public appearances, and creative ventures show flashes of the passion that has defined his career. He still speaks about art, music, and storytelling with the zeal of someone who believes deeply in the power of creative expression. It is possible that the struggles he carries are not signs of defeat, but evidence of a man enduring the long-term cost of a life lived passionately, intensely, and often publicly. What may be killing Johnny Depp inside, in the poetic sense that fans frequently speculate about, is the universal human struggle of navigating identity, expectation, and emotional resilience in a world that rarely pauses to let anyone breathe, least of all those in the spotlight. But just as importantly, what keeps him going appears to be the same force that built his legacy: the need to create, to express, and to connect through the characters and music that continue to define him. And as long as that fire remains, the man behind the myth still has something powerful left to give. Friends, I wish you best of luck. I will see you soon. Take care of yourself and yours.